one Ugandan stands up, the nation moves. Pearl Bank. Grow. Prosper.
Uganda's coffee story is an exciting phase through the Government of Uganda-funded National Coffee Seed System project. The National Coffee Research Institute, NACORI, under the policy guidance of NARO, works with MAIF, Coffee Department, registered nursery operators, and farmer groups to deliver quality coffee seedlings to farmers. Introducing Next Wave, the next generation of coffee. Chituza Robusta coffee varieties with higher yields, drought tolerance and resistance to diseases. As Uganda's coffee exports grow from 3.5 million to over 8.7 million bags, Nakori Research is helping drive productivity, quality and competitiveness. Beyond production, Nakori is unlocking new opportunities through coffee value addition, creating innovative products and higher incomes for farmers, processors and entrepreneurs. By developing unique flavor profiles and world-class coffee innovations, Nakori is helping Uganda's transition from exporting volumes of coffee to exporting value. Nakori's innovations undergo a rigorous research process that makes them sustainable for the next generation. Drought-tolerant coffee varieties that are cultivated, planted in Uganda's drought-prone areas. Nakori, research, innovation, prosperity.
Are you looking for a home away from home? Then this is the place for you. My name is Chini Kaji, and welcome to Hotel Le Confidential.
With 84 comfortable rooms where you can relax and feel safe. Each room has a lovely view of green vegetation, Wi-Fi, air conditioning, and a tasty breakfast.
Children can have fun at our kids' water park and our kids' play area. You can also enjoy our world-class health club, spa, sauna, gym, boutique, and sky blue swimming pool.
Thank you for choosing Hotel Le Confidential, where every stay is unforgettable. Come and stay in comfort, right at home, today, tomorrow, and always.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archived stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
You and very much thank you for being with us on UBC TV. Welcome to Good Morning Uganda. I'm Robert Chirabo Nyonyiteno, and with me today is a gentleman, Bruce Muchunguzi, who happens to be the Deputy Country Head, Spiro, Uganda. Now, I'm one person that is very passionate when it comes to motorbikes. I don't own one or two, but I own bikes. I love them so much, and every time I see a bike on the road, I feel happy despite the challenges that come with that. But today we are going to be discussing something very important, that is building trust in electric mobility, addressing customer concerns, and enhancing the reliability of these bikes in Uganda. And our theme for this program is building trust in electronic mobility, addressing customer challenges, and enhancing reliability in Uganda. Now, Bruce, first and foremost, we're going to talk about Spiro. What is this company and how unique are you from the rest?
Thank you very much, Robert, and good morning, Uganda. First of all, I would like to clearly say that we are delighted to be on this show with you and to have a conversation with the country and Ugandans at large. Spiro is Africa's largest electric motorcycle manufacturer. Africa.
I thought it was Uganda.
Not only Uganda. Africa's largest electric motorcycle manufacturer. Bit of context here is will be relevant for you to know that Spiro has been dominating this space for the last 4 years. We started off in Benin, Togo, came to Rwanda, 2023 January, Kenya, September 23, Uganda, 24 June, and then we are now active in 8 African countries, including Cameroon. Mali is now coming on board. And so what Spiro is doing is pushing and encouraging large-scale electrification of mobility in the whole of Africa, because that is the one way we can give back to enhance livelihoods through the economics that come with electric mobility, the lower cost of ownership, the higher incomes automatically that show up in that space. And we know that Africa is 50% youth, and we have a high unemployment rate. And one of the fastest ways of getting these youth economically active and in this economy is through mobility, the mobility as a service, and this is the electric mobility space. That's what Spiro is doing.
Now, share the perspective of Uganda's electric mobility and what has Spiro contributed to this situation.
So, in Uganda, electric mobility started actively in 2018 with one player, I think it was Zembo, who started in 2018, and then Gogo came on board. And over the next 5 years, we were only able to see up to about 500 motorcycles on the road. Huge issue of trust, technology, and other factors, not to mention the focus of the initial players in the space. Spiro came into this space in 2024 actively and has been able over the last 3 years to build trust, to engage the people on the ground, to engage the border community, engage government, and show that this is a model that can work, a model that will enhance incomes, a model that will diversify the economic the income streams of the lower bottom of the pyramid, and also show that we are going to be able to support in the spaces, one, of the business community through supporting distribution networks. That means that the local Ugandan businessman is going to benefit in this space by being a distributor. As I speak now, Spiro has more than 30 distributors across the country. Okay? So there is a huge local content in this space. Two, besides riding, there's also the ability to provide jobs, job creation, through the training of the technicians in the market, and also bringing in the pool through the Spiro Academy. Spiro Academy is heavy on training, transferring, and upskilling the youth who want to get into electric mobility. To be able to build trust, you have to have an experience of the electric mobility. In this market, when we started, there was almost no technical expertise. So besides having to have the product on the road, you had to take a step back and build technical capacity and knowledge of the product. So through partnerships with Chambogo University, Nakawa Vocational, Logogo Vocational, and other institutions, through the Spiro Academy, we're able to start educating the youth who are just about to finish campus on how to, one, build, maintain, and repair an electric vehicle. So first was those youth who are going through school. Then two, we now began to deal with the Juakali technicians, the ones who are already working in these garages. We have now trained up to 851 garages and approximately 3,700 technicians. Now these guys didn't go to school, but they know how to repair a basic ice bike or some sort of repair. So the Spiro Academy began now to transfer skill, to upskill them, so they could also ensure that these bikes, electric bikes coming on the road, are going to be able to stay and the riders will have a quality experience. Now, when you dealt with the aspect of the technical expertise to ensure product reliability on the road and maximize uptime, we now had to come to the riders and go take them through proper defensive, safety, riding, training, and then basic maintenance. That when your bike behaves like this, it means this. Don't get scared. Don't think there's been an attack. Maybe some witch doctor in the village has sent some juju. You know what ignorance and a knowledge gap can create in a space like ours. So having to do this, by doing this, we now ensured that the riders were going to have a first-class experience on Spiro electric motorcycles. And the spin-off effect has been, we now see that everyone who wants to come into mobility is now saying, what about electric mobility? That means there's now been a proof of concept, and that also shows that trust has been built to a level that someone is willing now to invest in the industry, and two, a customer is willing to vote with their pocket by paying the value that the motorcycle will bring to them and acquiring one.
Well, I must say, yes, recently I see quite a number of Spiro motorbikes on the road. There are quite many, but you talked of training the riders. How do you carry on this training? Because I know, like you said, you have quite a number of dealers now. Yes. I get my money, I go to your dealer, I want a bike. Yes. And I want to ride and go away. Yes. Now, how do you enhance these trainings? So,
for context, in Uganda, first of all, Spiro is across the whole country. We now have a 90% coverage. What is left is Karamoja and West Nile. West Nile should be live, fully live in this quarter. It's already live in 1 or 2 locations, but fully live in this quarter. So that gives us about a 90% coverage of the whole country. You're only able to have these trainings happening every day across the country by building teams. We have not less than 150 trained trainers who are all over in all the regions of this country. Also, we have 481 active battery swap stations with 851 service centers, equally spread across the country. So in each region, we have set up a training infrastructure and trained the ones that became good to be trainers. Through partnerships with the Border Union, that's one of the partnerships we have, that is countrywide. The union itself is now training its riders. So you get into relationships and strategic partnerships to ensure a replication and rapid expansion of the knowledge base in the country. Yes.
Now, I come to a question mostly asked by many Ugandans. These electronic bikes, in terms of durability, yes, they may be cheaper, But how durable are they? Won't we see our Ugandans 2 years down the road, packed them there, and many cannot have any more value for their money?
On the issue of value for money, I'll give you one assurance that you are not going to find that experience with a Spiro electric motorcycle. I'll step back a bit and go into context why I'm saying that. For the last, personally, I've been in this space for about 18 years. And we all know that, and knowing yourself also as a biker, you know that the life of a bike is the engine, minus not take away the value of the other movable parts.
But the engine.
The engine. 80% of the bike is the engine.
Yes.
And the reason why the bikes that are the entry level of the bike product line have a short lifespan in this market and other markets, of course, is the life of the engine. Once you start to open it, even if it's basic service, spark plug replacement, simple basic things, the ability of it for it to perform as it previously did starts to decline. And over time, you cannot get what you need from such a unit. That's the reason why you notice that the loan schemes for bikes have been stretched not exceeding 24 months. That is 2 years. Because the projections are, after that period, the bike is in its end of life state due to engine issues. When you come and appreciate an electric bike, the engine is the battery. The battery is detachable. The rider does not own the battery. So it means that with the Spiro electric bike, the rider, after clearing the loan for the first 2 years, the stretched period we have in this country, is going to be able to continue enjoying it for another 5 years. What does that mean? It means that his life is changing immediately. When you look at the customer journey, life cycle, the customer journey, the life journey of a Spiro customer versus his economic situation, within the life of the bike, which is now 7 years, you're going to see a rapid scale of his income. You're going to see a diversification of his income streams. You're going to see him start with a bike loan, maybe later on get another bike, so he's becoming also an employer. And then before long, he has a fleet, because the first bike he took doesn't have to be replaced after 2 years.
There's nothing he touches
There's
regarding the
nothing
engine.
it's touching on the engine, which is not there. It's the battery. And the battery is owned by Spiro through Spiro's service, battery as a service model. And so he always have a first-class battery, giving him first-class service, maximum mileage, over 100 kilometers per liter, and per battery, and therefore, no reason for replacement.
The battery has how many bars?
The battery will have about 10 bars.
Okay.
So what we'll tell you is that when it's running, it shows a percentage. The basic counting is 1 unit. 1 unit of the battery, so the battery has 100 units. But on the dashboard, you'll see about 10 bars. For each bar is 10 units, thereabouts. So the rider, out of this full battery, if he's able to ride it to zero, exhaust it fully, which we don't encourage, because then how will he get to the swap station, the psychology of riding, he's going to be able to squeeze at least 100 kilometers. We have had scenarios, because things that have to do with mileage are very subjective to terrain, riding pattern, the mechanical condition of the bike and other things, even the weather can affect such things like consumption. We know that we have had testimonies from riders who are doing 140, 150 kilometers on one battery. Now, this battery is about 8,400 shillings. With the rising fuel price, what this guy squeezes in 100 kilometers, 8,400 shillings, you won't get that with a fuel bike. So he's saving 50% what he would otherwise have had to spend to cover the same 100 kilometers. To your question, 2 things happen. One, he's getting durability. The product has at least 7 years life. 2, he is saving 50% on his daily energy cost with an electric motorcycle. So for 7 years, after 7 years, if every year he was earning 1 shilling, he will be at 7 shillings. If he was enjoying a nice experience, a fuel experience, he'd only have half of that. So his life will be 2 times better than the life of any other rider out of the electric ecosystem, bike ecosystem, because of the savings and the durability of the machine.
Now also let's look at the battery issue. You said the battery is owned by the company.
Yes.
Don't I have chances of having more than 1 battery?
2 things happen here about this battery, and we've educated and now people, it's appreciated. The battery, think about a fuel tank that is replaceable. Okay. 2, think about the life of the battery. The battery cost is 60% the cost of the bike.
Oh, very good.
And we're talking about improving, large-scale improvement of livelihoods. You want to make sure that a gentleman who has been in a cycle of continuous motorcycle loans gets out of it. And either he's getting a loan to give a bike to somebody else, but not a bike for him to ride. So he's expanding his income base, potential income base. And this is what delayed, you know, they might talk the first 5 years, 100 bikes on the road. There was no way you're going to have electric mobility, a penetration and expansion when the battery was still attached to the motorcycle. The detachment of the battery from the motorcycle now liberated the rider to acquire the product at a cost that is 40% lower than even a fuel bike. 2, it also gave him a 3x longer lifespan with that same machine at high levels of performance with an electric bike, a Spiro electric bike. Finally, he doesn't have the hassle of thinking, how will I replace the battery? So you've completely liberated him from that headache. And Spiro takes full ownership. What he has to do is get up, ride as much as you can so that you earn much more, and of course, have a better life for your family without the hassle of battery replacement. That's the question that the fuel guy will be asking himself, that engine yakusiba. The engine is for overhauling. The Spiro guy is saying, where is the next swap station? Just changes his battery. That's a 5-minute experience, okay, in normal situations, and he's off.
How long does it, because sometimes I see them crowded at some centers. How long does it take to charge this battery? And and I always ask myself, if I had a Spiro bike, I want to go to Masaka, for sure. For petrol, I know I'll go by any fuel station. Apart from some of our bikes, they are selective.
Yes.
I'll go to some fuel station, no matter how, if I look at my gauge and things are not okay. Now I think if I have this bike, I want to go to Masaka, I want to go to Mbarara. They're not like I'll see a petrol station along the road. Can I really get there?
So one of the benefits, and speaking right into that, of Spiro, the Spiro ecosystem, is that we have democratized access to tech and to a smartphone. Back in the day when you would see penetration of smartphones, you would find that there were very few smartphones within the border industry, the border space. We now have at least 35,000 Spiro electric motorcycles on the road. So approximately, we shall use an estimate of 80% of these riders having smartphones. So 24,000 extra smartphones are in the space. What am I saying here? Because of the tech we have built, the rider is able to be notified where the nearest swap station is. Okay? And if you have a smartphone, even with the directions, notwithstanding, we have built, like I mentioned, a battery swap network right now that is covering 90% of the country.
When you talk about battery swap, please clarify that We know it when I have an old car and I take the other and I top, I swap with the bikes, because there's a language that we understand differently because of how we are doing things here. So when you talk of a phone swap, of course that is nowadays very risky. I hold my iPhone for some time, remove this, put here, give me iPhone 17, give me this. We swap. Now battery swap.
So the word battery swap, basically, I'll use a common example. In the days for us who are of age, when we only had soft drinks in glass bottles, and there was what they call a crate. I believe the Gen Zs have seen it, at least I think for the hard drinks, you know. So there was a crate. So that crate, you never owned it. They need to have it at home. And it's what you take to the distributor, and he gives you another filled crate with the soft drinks. Say the soda and whatever it is.
It will be guarded jealously because Christmas
comes
have a crate.
And you don't have a crate. Then you're going to put a deposit
on the bottles.
On the bottles, you know, and the case. So what happened with Spiro is we just got the same model and said instead of a crate, it is a battery. Remember I mentioned the battery is your portable fuel tank. So you just bring back the battery that is at 0 charge, and we give you another battery. Battery swap stations are the points where riders can go and do that exchange.
I've seen them at some petrol stations.
Yes,
and I liked that. In Machinde, I think, is it called Meru? There's a petrol station.
Meru, yes.
That has that swap.
Yes.
I usually go there to disturb some of the boys there.
We're in partnership.
When we are chatting around, I see these Spiro guys come and swapping. Now, still more information needed for the swap. Now, do I just drive there, hand over what I have, pick what is there, or I have to wait for what I've brought to charge?
No, you know I mentioned take. So when you go to the swap station, the rider, the swap agent is going to quickly activate, initiate a payment, a cashless payment. We operate a fully cashless system. So there is no cash that is paid to a swap agent. And so the rider will come. Once he hands in his battery, the system reads it and quickly sends a notification for him to pay digitally. So once he clears, he's given another battery and moves. This is ideally, the process itself is less than 3 minutes. Okay? And he's off and good to go. So if you're leaving from Kampala to Masaka, you will not find to be a normal ride, a normal experience, any part of the country you are going to. So that's one of the activities that happen at a battery swap station. The second activity is charging of batteries. So these batteries that have been returned do not have to come back to another location. At that very point, through partnership with UEDCL, we have been able to set up 3-phase high quality and good power quality stations where the batteries are charged, and the next rider is going to be able to find another fully charged battery to utilize. So that is it. When they are paying, they pay, and first we are very transparent. You know, you only pay for what you have consumed. And that is why tech has been key in enhancing this transparency. So if a rider came and his battery was at 30%, the one he's returning, he will only pay for 70%.
Oh, good.
Now, you remember our friends who are in distribution, if the bottle came back and it was half, it was considered fully consumed. So for us, we are different. What you've utilized is what you will pay. And you continue to enjoy the electric experience with Spiro.
Now, buying a bike, an electric bike from Spiro, is the beginning. What other services do you offer thereafter? So and how do you go with this purchaser throughout the entire process?
So I'll tell you that I'll speak in two things into that conversation that you've just raised. It is the beginning of the transformation of the rider's life. This transformation is going to be enhanced. One, to ensure the transformation, we have trained, I mentioned, 3,693 technicians across the country in 851 garages. These technicians are going to ensure that whenever there is a need for maintenance, these bikes come with a warranty of up to 20,000 kilometers. And first 3 services are free. That's up to 8,000 kilometers. They are going to ensure that the rider gets the service for these bikes wherever he goes. 2, spare parts are available at all these garages. And 3, any training required, any refresher training, the riders will find at these points. So the first thing to ensure the bike stays on the road with this client is access to after-sales repair and maintenance. Then thirdly is access to the battery swap network wherever he goes. Now, while this is what we directly give as a service, we also open them up to opportunities. You know, not everyone who takes a Spiro bike is going to use it for boda. There are also those who are in employment.
Yes, I have colleagues here.
Thank you.
Think two of them.
So what we have done through setting up this swap network, 24/7 access to batteries and all that, is so that that colleague of yours who is riding a Spiro bike, when he is going home, he can make an extra shilling here and there. Without realizing it, he has begun a second income stream. If he had a gig besides the formal job, he can quickly do it and come back and work. There is a major impact that Spiro electric bikes are bringing in accelerating the development of the economy, especially the service industry. When you see in Uganda that right now, the boda is the second largest employer after agriculture, these are the things that come. So the customer journey is richer. It's beyond just giving him the service, but also now enabling them to fully maximize what they have owned, which is the motorcycle.
Now, as we wind up this, of course, I'll leave an advert for our viewer to better understand a few things there. But what are your parting shots, a message to someone who is having a petrol bike and would want to go into e-mobility using Spiro? What are your remarks?
Key parting shot. My key parting shots here are: 1, I'll ask a question. If you want to double your income today, if you want to 3x your savings today, if 7 years down the road you want to look at yourself, look at yourself 5 years back and see you're 3 times better, you better switch to a Spiro electric motorcycle. Previously there were concerns. How will I keep it on the road? Does it actually make profitable sense? All those have been answered. And so it is time to get up and access a Spiro electric motorcycle, very affordable credit terms with down payments as low as 120,000 and daily payments of 10,000 shillings for 24 months. Once you do that, you have sorted your life, yourself for life, because you will never look back. You maximize your income, 2, and ensure that every penny that you spend has a 3x return on investment that very day. Thank you very much.
Well, very interesting. 120,000, and every day you're paying 10,000.
Yes.
For a period of 2 years.
Yes.
No wonder I see why they're increasing every day on our roads, because when you compare the other side, things are slightly different. 10,000 a border rider is money you can make.
The other side is 15 to 20.
Yeah, the other side is very expensive. And you pay an arm and a leg to have that bike. And above all, for environmental protection, I would say e-mobility is the way to go.
Yes.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you. And
of course, breaking some of those fears, durability, charging, all those. And as I sign out, I'll leave you with this. Look at it critically and get still more information regarding Spiro mobility.